Let's get to the King of the Hill Western Conference Threat Edition here on the Morning Roast, and we're going to do it differently. We're going to rank these teams by threat level to the Golden State Warriors. Who's the biggest threat to the Warriors in the playoffs? So we're going to start at 8, and I think the T-Wolves are going to start right there. T-Wolves, not a big threat to the Golden State Warriors. If they had to play a series, I think the Warriors win that series in 5 games. So as a big threat, I don't see the T-Wolves being that threat, so they come in at number 8. Western Conference Threat Edition, King of the Hill Edition.
Number 7.
Number 7, the Sacramento Kings. Now, Sacktown's going to be mad with me.
I'm raising an eyebrow. Keep going.
So, Kitty and D-Lo have been tweeting nonstop about, oh, man, they're sleeping on Sacramento. Trust me, I watch a lot of Kings games. You guys are must-watch TV. Very entertaining. I love the way their roster's structured. I love what Mike Brown is doing. But they don't play any type of defense. And in the playoffs, you're going to have to get stops at some point. I believe the Warriors can get stops. The Kings can't get stops when it matters.
Are they a calendar team? Are they like the Minnesota Vikings, like where you look at them like regular season, like great story, but I don't believe it until I see it in the playoffs?
Well, I just think they're a great story. I think they're going to be tough in the future.
But I'm talking about this year. I'm not talking about down the line. I agree with you.
They're fun to watch, but I don't see them being
so they're a year away.
Big time. Yeah, they may be a year away.
Are they a year away from a year away?
Yeah, maybe. They're maybe a year away from the Western Conference Finals, maybe a year away from the Western Semis. I got to see it, though. Kings right now, 3rd place in the Western Conference, but as a threat, I just don't see them as a big threat to the Golden State Warriors.
I'm trying to soften this so Sacramento doesn't come down your road.
Well, I mean,
it's coming.
It wouldn't be the only city. I mean, hell, people in the Bay Area come down my road, so I'm not safe anywhere, let alone Sacramento. All right, number 6. Number 6. The Pelicans. I got the Pelicans at number 6.
Over the Kings.
Over the Kings, because they do have defenders. Herb Jones is a great defender. Trey Murphy III can hit the 3. Brandon Ingram, when he wants to, can play defense.
Yeah.
Valanciunas is a big that always kills the Warriors.
Destroys us.
Alvarado's a pest.
Yeah.
But the key is Zion Williamson. And that's why I have him so low, because Zion's not healthy.
No.
And I don't know if they're going to even make the playoffs. Right now, they're in the box in the play-in tournament, but they're hanging on by a thread. They're the 6th biggest threat. Earlier on in the season, I had them higher, but no Zion, you can't really take them seriously.
This isn't your normal King of the Hill. This is
the threat edition.
If they play the Warriors in a playoff game.
If they play the Warriors in a series, what's their threat to the Golden State Warriors? So
I like this.
Number 5 on the list.
Okay.
Number 5 on the list.
I'm writing these down.
The Memphis Grizzlies. I'd love for the Warriors to play the Grizzlies in the first round.
Did you see the outfit Dylan Brooks wore the other day?
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
It looked like he was a cross between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Savio Vega.
So Dylan Brooks looks terrible.
Shout out Viz Valley.
Yeah, that's actually disrespect to Savio Vega.
No, I love Savio Vega.
Will wear anything like that.
It's the jeans. It's the jeans. The tight jean shorts.
It look awful.
The jorts.
Hey,
keep it real. I had a pair of jorts. You had a pair of jean shorts.
No, never had.
You ever had jean shorts?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
I don't do the shorts.
Late 90s?
No.
Hell no.
Big giant jean shorts?
No.
Not even close.
We're not John
Everybody
Cena.
had jorts at one point.
I had jean shorts, but they were not skinny. They were baggy.
No, those are. That's what I'm talking about. The baggy ones that we wore.
Yeah, that's shorts. That's jean shorts.
So then what are jorts?
Jorts are like skinny, tight, cut off.
Anything that's a jean short is considered a jort.
No, maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm out on all sort of shorts.
See, I used to wear the big baggy Carhartt ones.
Yeah, I did. See, I don't know if those are jorts. What Dylan Brooks wore was tight around the legs.
Those were like
cut
wrestling.
off.
Or Daisy Dukes.
They didn't go. They didn't go past the knees. I wore shirts that always went past the knees.
Dude, they were like almost down to the calf, Dougie. Come on, absolutely.
Right.
Past the knees was a minimum.
I guess everybody's saying jean shorts is jorts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, but there's got to be different jorts. What Dylan Brooks wore was not something I would wear. Those are tiny.
I agree.
Tight around the hips.
It is funny to see the transformation from baggy all the way back to short now. Like all the shorts, like golf, if you are on the golf course and Bonte you're going to go on the lakes, you'll see some short shorts out there.
Well, my dad wears the big puffy pants, and I go, dog, 1990 Duval wants his pants back. Like, can you get a little more form-fitting for me, homie?
Yeah,
taper.
What Dylan Brooks
Taper.
wore. Anyway, the Grizzlies, does any Warrior fan fear the Memphis Grizzlies anymore?
Nope.
Last year was a lot of, oh, my God, the Grizzlies. Oh, it's going to be tough. Does anybody fear the Grizzlies anymore?
What I fear right now is that Ja's going to be in trouble. That's what I fear. If I'm a Grizzly fan, I fear that he's not even going to there's just too much going on with Ja.
There's
I don't know what it's.
Yeah, no, nobody fears the Grizzlies. All right, so they're the fifth team on this edition of King of the Hill, the Western Conference Threat edition of King of the Hill. All right, moving on to number 4.
Number 4.
I've got the Dallas Mavericks at number 4 because Kyrie and Luka are problems. Now, they've yet to figure it out. And they may not be in the top 6. They may fall out of the top 6, which makes me lose my bet with Dan Dibley because I got the Mavericks finishing in the top 6. Right now, they're 7th, and they can't figure out their late-game execution.
What's the
Whether
bet?
it's Kyrie, box of diapers.
Oh, that's a good bet.
He thought the Mavericks were going to be terrible, but they're battling right now in the top 6. They can't figure things out with Kyrie and Luka down the stretch.
Yeah.
My turn, your turn, my turn. They've taken some terrible shots in their last couple losses here. Blowing a 27-point lead against the LA Lakers, losing the other night to the Indiana Pacers. But against the Warriors, I think they match up a lot better. I still take the Warriors in the series, but as far as threats, I got them as the 4th biggest threat to the Warriors in the Western Conference. All right, moving on. Number 3, the Denver Nuggets. I got them at number 3. Jokic is going to be involved in every single pick and roll all day long. Is he going to be able to play defense? Is Aaron Gordon really going to step up in the playoffs and continue his play as an all-star in the regular season? Reggie Jackson now coming off the bench for them. I do like Jamal Murray.
I like their team.
I like their team a lot, but I got them as a 3rd biggest threat to the Warriors because number 2 would be tonight's opponent, the L.A. Clippers. The L.A. Clippers aren't afraid of the Warriors. Kawhi Leonard's not afraid of the Golden State Warriors, and the Warriors have always had a problem defending Kawhi Leonard no matter who it is. Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, a couple years ago, Kevin Durant. Kawhi's just different. And if he's healthy, the Clippers are going to give the Warriors a lot of headaches in a potential Western semifinal, Western Conference final. Who knows when they meet up? But if they do meet up, that's going to be a very, very tough series. And my number 1 team in terms of threat to the Golden State Warriors
Number 1
would be Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker's just a flat-out stud. Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, one of the 10 greatest players of all time. He can make any shot. 3-level score, knows the game inside and out, plays defense, and he would want it so bad against the Golden State Warriors. So that's my King of the Hill, Western Conference Threat edition. Number 8, the T-Wolves. 7, Kings. 6, Pelicans. 5, Grizzlies. 4, Mavericks. 3, Nuggets. 2, Clippers. And 1, the Phoenix Suns.
I mean, it's tough to really have disputes with this. I just think. And then you put it on paper and you're like, Sacramento 7, you say it out loud, but then you put it on paper and you're looking at it and you're talking about threats to the Warriors.
To the Warriors in the 7-game series.
I understand where you're coming from. The Pelican thing, I just assume the injury, so I drop them naturally. But you're right. If they're healthy, they do a lot of things that could really bug the Warriors. I don't have a lot of issues with it, but again, I just keep looking at the Kings and I'm like, could you flip-flop them in the Grizz?
Maybe. Kings, they know the system. They're
piss
fast.
Off Sacramento so much.
Man, it is going to piss off.
I'm sorry. I'm going to forewarn you.
Oh, I got Warrior fans coming at me. I mean, he came out every day, man. Sacramento, Bakersfield, Fresno, Philly, Dallas. It doesn't matter. The people love to hate me. Sacramento, they can go ahead and hate me as well, but I give them credit. They're playing great basketball. One of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the league. They're 4-0 right after the All-Star break. That Friday night win against the Clippers, how could you not be happy for Kings fans? Double overtime, they were down 13 in the fourth quarter. 13! They come back and win in double OT. Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox go for a couple 40 burgers. They're tough. Now, one team I didn't have on this list, and I'm surprised nobody caught this, the LA Lakers.
They're done.
Done?
Done.
You did beat OKC last night.
Big win.
Big win without Anthony Davis.
With no idea. Joey, I am picking the pulse of you on a daily basis when it comes to the Lakers. You told me they were done.
Yeah, well, if LeBron James, well, let's say this. If they could stay 500, which is a big if, until LeBron gets back, they have a chance.
When is LeBron back?
Hold on, but that requires Anthony Davis to actually play and play meaningful games. He was out last night. Like, he has to play, for them to even have a chance. And he's not playing.
I have a new nickname for Anthony Davis. Boo-boo. I got a boo-boo.
It's Mr. Glass.
I got a boo-boo.
What did Reggie Miller say? What did Reggie Miller say a few weeks ago?
No, what he said?
Kevin Harlan goes, oh, there's Anthony Davis grimacing. And Reggie goes, oh, that's a grimace? That's 3 weeks.
It's funny how Reggie was the skinniest dude ever, never got hurt.
Never got hurt.
Except the final year when he didn't play, and then he got hurt, and then for that Pistons Pacers brawl where he was out for that time. I think he broke his wrist or something.
So the T-Wolves next for the LA Lakers. Golden State Warriors, and then the Memphis Grizzlies. They have a 5-game homestand coming up. Minnesota, Golden State, Memphis, Toronto, and New York. I think the Lakers still make the play-in. I do believe they'll squeeze in.
Can I ask you a question? This was posed to us from the boss, and I actually really like this one. I love when he starts to produce the show. And that's one of my favorite things in the world. But it was a great question. Steve Kerr was on with the boys yesterday, and he was talking about people, fans, media, everyone criticizing the team. And whenever we criticize players, the team, whatever, we get a inordinate amount of texts that say, Steve Kerr's a 4-time champion. Yeah, he's an idiot. It's like, no, that's not what we're saying. There's context between it. But I do find this to be interesting. Like, they are 4-time champions. Are they above being criticized?
No. You criticize them game by game. Criticize them for being inconsistent this season. They get criticized. But I think the thing is with the Golden State Warriors is the doubt. How can so many people have doubt about this team going into a playoff run if they're healthy?
Well, because this is all unprecedented.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree? Like, I mean, Steph Curry being a guard, this old, this late in his career, at his frame, like, there's not a lot of historical data that backs he would be that great that long.
It's so different, though, and history gets changed.
I hear you.
History gets changed.
There's been a lot of guards. Chris Paul can't stay healthy.
Yeah, but Steph Curry keeps himself in shape. And the way Steph Curry plays, he plays off the basketball.
True.
Those guys like Chris Paul need the basketball in their hands all day long, so the usage – now, the usage is a lot more. That's why James Harden and Luka and Chris Paul, they led the league in all that PER usage for so many years. Russell Westbrook, the same thing. Curry can chill, play off the basketball, preserve some legs there, and continue to go. So when you're in shape like that and you diversify your skill set, you diversify your game, I believe you're going to be able to play a lot longer. You brought up Reggie Miller. He was able to play a lot longer because he learned how to play without the basketball. Same thing with Chris Willa before his injuries caught up to him. Same thing with Larry Bird. They could play without the basketball, which gave them longevity.
But you're asking me why people doubt them. 4 championships with any core is about as, I don't care what sport it is.
Rare.
It's very rare. And then to do it in a 10-year period, given the restraints of the salary cap, given that one of those guys missed almost 2 years, or missed over 2 years, excuse me, I don't think it's that outlandish to question the team from time to time. I don't.
It's okay.
Nor do I think it's like, if we're reckless to run this guy out of town, none of us have done that. But I think normal fandom is questioning things. Bill Walsh was questioned after 2 championships, majorly.
I mean, this fans, you can win a championship, and 2 weeks later, you're irate about a draft pick. You're irate about a signing. You're irate about a player departing, like GP2 did last summer. So my thing is this. Yesterday, I was popping off, and I'm saying, I believe if they're healthy, they're going to win a championship.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I believe that. Like, people think I'm delusional. They say I'm a homer. They say all these things. But I believe that because I've seen this core group.
Yeah.
Under Steve Kerr, come back from 3-1. I seen them blow 3-1 leads. I seen them win on the road. I see them not go to a Game 7. I seen them go 16-1. I seen them outlast other teams. You beat Memphis last year. You beat the South. I've seen them do everything in the playoffs. And again, in the Western Conference alone, they've yet to lose a series when Klay, Steph, and Draymond are healthy. Oh, they've yet to lose a series, period, when they're healthy. Steph, Klay, and Draymond Green. When they won in 2019, Klay got hurt in Game 6 and missed Game 3 entirely. And we forget that he had the hamstring injury that he suffered in that series. So that's why the doubt to me, when people kind of they push back. To your question about criticizing. Yeah, we could criticize them, but why do we get so much pushback when we say, well, no team's going to beat them in a 7-game series if they're healthy? There's a lot of pushback with that.
No, I think you're right on that. But because I think that a lot of people are like, well, Father Time's undefeated. And if you keep saying it long enough, eventually you'll be right. Right? Mm-hmm. The people who say Tom Brady's going to fall off the cliff, eventually they were going to be right and say that he wasn't good.
But it's more so this year. I'm not saying the Warriors are going to win the next 3 championships.
Yeah.
Or they're going to win next 2 championships. I don't know when it's going to fall off the cliff. I don't know when this is over. I don't know when guys are going to get traded.
They can never get back.
Right. I don't know if Draymond's going to be a Warrior next year. I don't know at all. But I know this season, with the way the season is played out, we talk about the Warriors, what they're doing is unprecedented, being 2 games over 500. How can they flip the switch? Look at the West. The entire West has been mediocre for the most part outside of Denver and the Memphis Grizzlies. And even Memphis had went on a big losing streak. Well, look, Sacramento's in the 3rd spot, 11 games over 500 at 36-25. You may get 2 teams in the West that have 50 wins, maybe 3. Maybe 3. Think about that. You see the Western Conference is always loaded with 50-win teams. This year, like, is Phoenix going to get to 50 wins? They're 34-29 right now.
They had like a 2-month period where they were just not good.
So you may only get 3 teams in the West with 50 wins.
Yeah. Well, I look. Oh, sorry, the AC machine's blowing loud. I just look at what the Warriors.
Last year, yeah, 4 teams with 50 wins.
It felt like everything did fall in place for them. I do believe that, all your point, they haven't lost the Western Conference. I hear all that. But as you get older, I do think it's more difficult. And we're seeing that, that them all staying together and staying healthy has been a struggle this year, right? Like, one guy comes back, another guy or 2 exits, and so the criticism portion, though, it's funny. It's like you picked them to win it all. You're a homer. You criticize Steve Kerr. You give some constructive analysis, and it's like, you're an idiot. It's like, well, wait a minute. Like, nobody's infallible. I don't see why we can't have these conversations. If you're not thinking it in real time, how many fans are sitting in their seats going, oh, my God, you're going to Anderson Varejao right now? What's he thinking? And then maybe Anderson Varejao hits a shot or something like that, and he proves you're wrong. But, like, that's kind of the nature of sports, is it not?
Yeah. No, I mean, everybody gets criticism. Shanahan gets criticism. Shanahan's done wonders 3 of the last 4 years with the 49ers. He still gets a lot of criticism.
Belichick.
Nobody's above Belichick. Nobody's above criticism.
Popovich.
So the Warriors this year, with all the games they've blown, with all the shenanigans off the floor, everything that's happened, they deserve to be criticized. We were not expecting a championship organization to not display championship attributes this season.
Yeah.
They haven't done that from the top down. They haven't done it. You failed on Wiseman. Wiseman failed here. Who knows what happens with that? You don't play Kuminga early on in the season. So they're not above criticism, but when people like me say, man, they're going to be dangerous in the playoffs. Oh, what? Really? Really? I just gave you the list of Western Conference teams.
Yeah.
Minnesota, Sacramento, New Orleans, Memphis, Dallas, Denver, the Clippers, the Suns. How many of these 8 teams actually scare you in a series? Clippers and Phoenix?
Yes.
Denver? I think most fans will say,
I got to believe it with Denver till I see it.
Got to see it, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of been my stance all along. Because I do believe, especially in the NBA, there are certain teams that are regular season ready and then postseason completely different. And then the reverse is true, where regular season it don't look so hot, but they look completely different in the postseason.
Yeah.
The Bucks are one of those teams that I would say are evenly balanced, where they look good during the regular season and they give similar fits in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler's an example with the Miami Heat. Right now, you watch Miami Heat like, I don't know. But then they get in a playoff series and Jimmy Butler becomes Superman. And the next thing you know, you're like, why not the Miami Heat?
Right.
Right?
And they match up. It's all about matchups,
Exactly.
right? You get to a series and all of a sudden you're like, oh, we could beat this team 4 times because they have a weakness here where we have a strength. And Jimmy Butler is that strength for Miami. I wouldn't sleep on them. They're always kind of creeping.
Yeah.
They're going to give a lot of people fits in the East. We don't think they're going to win a championship.
No.
They'll give some teams a headache.
Well, they
no
were
doubt.
a 3-point shot away from getting to the finals.
Yeah, I know. Jimmy Butler pulled up on Boston for the win.
Who was the other guy that we saw? Come on, his name's evading me. Not Yurtsevin. What's the other guy's name? Strus. Max Strus was pulling threes late in that game.
Yeah.
I was begging for Miami to win.
They had it overturned. They should have had a 3.
Yes.
Max Strus had
Well, that
hit a
was
3.
foot
They
on
called
the
it
line.
a 2.
Yeah.
They called it a 2. Max Strus lit him. Max Strus is good. He's good.